Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today's video, we're talking greasy coons. You got greasy coons in your area? Well, I'll tell you what, I got the trap back here for it, and it sucks big time. I'm going to show you another improvement I had to do to this trap. But first of all, let's take a look at a greasy coon I got on my Ring camera the other night. Okay, so that raccoon right there, well, he's been outsmarting this trap, and it's time that I start outsmarting the raccoon. So I'm going to tell you something. You seen that raccoon there? Well, I got a buddy of mine down in Texas, Papa, Texas, and he's got raccoons in his backyard all the time, but they don't tear up his sod. They leave his grass alone. Maybe down in Texas, they don't bother with tearing up the sod. But in my place, this coon here is just going crazy again, tearing up my sod. Now this is a different raccoon. I've had, I showed some videos before about the damage and everything else. And I don't know if this is the same raccoon, because I took the other one like a long way away. And we're going to improve this trap. And I got something to find out if this is the same raccoon coming back all the time. But let's go over to the trap. I'll show you what the problem is and how a little bit of logic and reasoning. Well, I should be working for the trap company. Come on, this trap sucks big time. I've had to do so many improvements to it. And well, I think hopefully this is the last improvement. Okay, so here's the Have a Heart trap here. I believe it's 1079. And of course, I showed this before, all this mechanism here, how you can release the, you can open it up and release it automatically with a guide wire, on a 30-foot guide wire. I'll put a link down below or at the end there for if you want to figure out how to do this yourself. But today, the whole idea is this little trip mechanism. So when the raccoon steps on this, it sets the trap, right? Okay, this is the problem. This is a smart raccoon, and it's walking over top of here and taking my bait. So I put one marshmallow there, and this just regular cheap dollar store marshmallows. And I did have two back here, but I've decided to go with this here, so I can load one marshmallow in there and then push it down below, and it'll just be hanging there. So I'm going to put one there and one here. And I always put like one in the front of the trap to get them to want to come in. So I'll bring it back and I'll show you what the improvement is. It's so easy, anybody could do it, and I don't know why Have a Heart didn't figure this out, because I bet you there's a lot of people that have, set for a raccoon, and well, it keeps on taking the bait and not tripping on this little plate here. So I'm going to bring you back and show you what the resolve is. Okay, so let's take a look at the resolve. So I got the trap all ready as if I'm going to put it out, to catch the raccoon. And all it is I have a small little piece of 16 gauge steel, and you can see how that sits just like that right on the edge. So I'm a little bit shy of the the fulcrum on the bar here. So I mean, now the raccoon, it comes in, and walks on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a screwdriver here, and say for instance the raccoon goes to step like right here, and it's there. So, and that plate itself is quite heavy, so I mean it makes the trap mechanism a little on the more sensitive side as well. So I'm going to load this up with some marshmallows, and guess where I'm going to put this? Yeah, you guessed it. Right where this thing was going around the side of my garage, I'm going to put it right there, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so there it is right there. You can see the marshmallows are loaded inside, and he's just going to step on that plate. And I'm just going to show you here on my windowsill. Yeah, I'm going to use some of this. This is, non-toxic marking paint, and I'm going to just give him a little bit of a, right on the back end of them there, I'll just spray a little bit of blue, so if this guy shows up again, I'll know I have to take them further away. So it's going to take a couple of days, because they don't come by every day, and we'll see if we catch that guy, because I tell you what, tearing up my lawn something fierce, and I don't think it's the same one. So I'll bring you back when he's caught, and we'll see if this is the same one, because, you know, it's hard to tell. You know, raccoons pretty much look the same, right? So I'll bring you back when there's something in the trap to show. Okay, so I thought I'd change things up a bit, because instead of me having this trap over by the front of the garage there, I decided to put it here because the camera will pick it up here easily. And well, this is day 3, and well, the raccoons, well, they were quite ingenious at, you see the old setup I had where I just had one sticking up through here. They just stuck their hands in here and just took the bait. And I like to put you know, one bait in the front there, one here. Well, they took that. Now this is what I did, is I just hung this on a piece of copper wire, because they can't stick their hands through that far to get to it. And you can see on the back here. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to come inside and grab this, and it's stuffed in between that you know, circular piece of copper wire, and they're going to have to fight to get that out of there. So I'll bring you back when I catch one. Okay, so do you see any raccoon in there? Well, I don't, but I tell you what, this is going to be an interesting video. So let's go around to the back of the trap so you could see what exactly happened here. You see the wire, the guide wire there? You see what happened here? So you could see the wire here, right? And where does it go? Right around to the back. So could you imagine that they pulled it out the back and took the marshmallow out from the backside? So that's pretty interesting. So let's take this back into the shop and let's investigate this further. Okay, so I had one piece of marshmallow here, one piece of marshmallow here, and then I had one hanging on this hook. And that's where it was in the morning. So yeah, they got their hands in there and pulled that out. Would not step on here, because if they were stepping on here, they would have pulled it this way. But you could see how this is kind of stuck at this end here. So they did not want to step on here. So they took this one, they took that one, and when they came to here, so I'll put it back in the original spot, which is here, they somehow stuck their hands in there and pulled it to the back and took the marshmallow out the back end. Okay, so yeah, this ain't working out too good. I've never run across a raccoon that was that smart. But you know, the whole idea is we're supposed to be smarter than raccoons, right? So I'm going to show you a little bit of a video clip, because I usually don't turn my security camera on till 11 o'clock. And I was happened to go by the window, I seen the light on, and I took a look outside, and I seen the raccoon just leaving the end of my yard, and the bait was all gone. But guess who came back just around midnight? Let's take a look at that. Okay, so let's take a look at the new and improved version here. Okay, so I got a half a marshmallow there, half a marshmallow there, and I still got the same one, but I can reach my hand in this far and feed it through. Yeah, you got it, right to the end here. So I can pull this all the way to the end. You see it there? Now they can't get their hands in there around to pull it out, right? Now will they try and rip this off? Well, I don't think so, but you never know. So now I can take this and just bring it up here and I'll just pin it up to here, right? So we take a look on the inside there. They got to actually come in here and across there and to grab this and fight with it a bit. That's what I'm hoping for. So what do you think? Do you think that one's going to work? Because this is one smart raccoon. Okay, so you can see I just got it pulled up here. I just put it through here, bent it through, and a piece of copper wire should work just fine for this. Tonight, yeah, this coon's coming back tonight for sure. And I'll make sure that I turn the security camera on just before it gets dark, because this guy came through around 10 o'clock. So I want to make sure I got the security camera on, and we're going to see what this raccoon does this time. Because I tell you what, I like a challenge, right? I like a real good challenge, and this raccoon is challenging me big time. So the first one was really easy to catch. I think it was like a stupid raccoon, and now I got a smart one. So stay tuned, and we're going to find out what happens tonight. Okay, so here we are here. You can see the raccoon just kind of looking around to see how it could get that one piece of marshmallow in the back of the trap. Now, the Ring camera didn't go on until this particular moment here. So here, he's going in right now for the first time, and he don't like it, so he's backing right back out. But he's already eaten the other two pieces of marshmallow. Now he's trying to figure out how to get that from the backside. And you know, they got small hands and they could reach right in there, but he can't get it. So here he goes in for the second time. And he's getting closer and closer, and you know what? He's changing his mind again. So he's going to take another third swipe at looking around this and see if he can possibly get to it. Like, there's a lot of thinking going on here, right? And so now this is the third time, and he wants that marshmallow bad. So he's going right in. You can see his paw going forward there. And right about here is when, well, the camera stops, because it's a 90-second feed on a Ring camera, the maximum length I could get out of the filming. So do you think he got caught? Well, let's go on to the next part. Well, there he is in the trap. You could see he's in the trap, right? So he did get caught. And of course, I don't like to leave them out all night long. So my notification goes off on my phone while I get dressed, and I slowly come over and pick him up and, you know, take him off to where I'm going to drop him off in the forest. And that's it. He's going for a ride. Okay, so let's take a look at the trap. Now, I will tell you something. This raccoon was in there for roughly about a half an hour. By the time I got the notification on the Ring camera till I come out, took him for a ride, he chewed all the zip ties all the way along there to here. He left two, and that's it. Chewed them all up. So now we get to the other end here, and there's that that copper wire that I have, and I got it wired up here. And this guy got so mad in a half an hour, I'm gonna have to resort this thing. Now, I tell you something. The trap worked great, and I didn't have the steel plate in there, but you know what? You could see how that raccoon wanted that piece so bad. And the little piece on the end here, that's the trick right there. So I mean, this gives me enough to feed it in. And this little plate right here, yeah, stops from sticking his hands in and grabbing everything, because their hands are small. They can go right through here. So, you know, have a heart. I'm thinking, yeah, tighten up the spacing in between here would be a lot better. But you could tell he did not want to go inside this trap. He was a smart raccoon. Well, you leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have any experience trapping raccoons. Because I'll tell you something, this guy was mad. Remember I told you before in my other videos about the odd time you get an animal that's just ornery? This guy here was making all kinds of noise, hissing and growling kind of. Well, the way the raccoon growls. But yeah, it was a nasty little creature, but I let him go in the forest. Hopefully he's a lot happier than out in my backyard digging it all up. So leave me a comment down below whether you have raccoons in your area that do this. Because like I said in the beginning when I started, using the trap, it's been like over 30 years. And I don't remember any raccoons just digging up my lawn like that, just going crazy. So I will put some links down below if you want to see the journey I've made on starting off with this trap, designing the whole mechanism so you can release it up to 30 feet away. Like I say, in case you get like a skunk or something in there, you don't want to come close to that, right? And you can see how I designed this and why it's all designed like this. But I think, tell you the truth, I could have designed a lot better trap than what Have a Heart did. I think they could have made some huge improvements over time, just like I did. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe. Come back again and see some interesting things from an interesting guy like me. Cheers.